Hey guys, how you going? I just wanted to start off with this today. I've got updates on the ships, hospitals, some weird Celine Dion message, and Alex Jones starting to flip out a little bit, and other interesting news. So I wanted to start with this. Trump never made a promise he couldn't keep. How can he assure us all that we'll bounce back like a burst of light in 30 days? A pandemic is supposed to be an unpredictable thing. Well, that's because he knows nothing about the next 30 days is unpredictable. Patriots are in control, or Patriots in control. Because they are. This has already been planned. If you go back through Q posts, you can see how it was planned back then. From Inevitable ET, he just said, he's referring to Trump, he just said, looking directly at the camera, in reference to SBA loans, Friday, April 3rd is when it begins. Friday. So we'll see what happens. But these are just, as I said before, always use your discernment. This one is from Dr. Russell McGregor on Twitter. Q1964. Children are being kidnapped, tortured, raped and sacrificed in the name of pure evil. Stay the course. We are fighting a deeply entrenched enemy. Q765. Watch the water. The ships on the water. Q3570. C before D. C before D, I think, is children before D class. And Dr. Russell McGregor again, C before D. If children don't come before D class Durham, then deranged progressives will riot even if the evidence is irrefutable. Should C be rescued first? Then it will be perfectly logical the crimes attempted in D were very necessary. Safe operations. QAnon. Okay, again, Dr. Russell McGregor. Why did POTUS say he was fitting out another boat to augment the comfort and mercy? They both have very few patients. What else could be in the mix? And that's interesting. And this. Casualty receiving area on board hospital ship USNS Mercy. Now, when you see this, I want you to have a very, very good look at these people. Something doesn't look right. Now, about the children, if you were rescuing a whole lot of children and even adults who maybe haven't seen the light of day, if they came out into crowds of people, they would be frightened because of what people have been doing to them down in the tunnels. So it makes sense for us to be locked down. And I'm hearing that hospitals are quite quiet. And I think that is to take these children in. Now, this is apparently one of the first patients back. And imagine crowds of people, them coming into crowds of people after being locked up down in tunnels. That would scare them. That would traumatise them. This way, with the lockdown, they can transport them safely to the hospitals without too many people on the streets. And if you look at these pictures very closely, there is probably a good reason why this is happening, because I think the public would be frightened as well. What it looks like is, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. Do you see this person here? What doesn't look right to you? Firstly, they look very unkempt, which is, they were neglected, so yes. That ear, the ear doesn't look right. The hand doesn't look right. It's a young person, but they don't look right. So these kids, from the photos and from what some of us already know, these kids have been used in experiments. And they have been gene splicing and cloning and trying to mix species together. Sailors treat a patient aboard the hospital ship USNS Mercy. April 2nd, Mercy deployed in support of nations COVID-19 and will serve as a referral hospital for non-COVID patients. Again, a close-up of that picture. Can you see something wrong there? This poor person, what on earth have they done? That is a TPN, aka fat pack, nutrition, no vent, no antibiotics, no cardiac drips, only nutrition and fluids. This is a person who is exposed to starvation. I believe the kids are being pulled from the tunnels as we speak. God wins. USS Mercy open for business. Does this patient seem small? And this is photos of them getting ready to operate on some of these people, because from what I'm hearing that's been done to them, they're going to need help in more ways than we can even imagine. So apparently they were getting ready to operate. Sorry, the wind is blowing my blinds around.
Walkers or anything for them? So they're down on the floor, so I'll grab some of that. And just let them know from radiology, we're going to go ahead and go down to ward 1. Just make sure it's the right ward. And then verify that real quick too. If we have to do an IV, let's do it here as well. Sound good? Just remember, the speed limit here is 25. Clearly got the radars ready.
Then you've got these two half-wits with not a brain cell between the two.
I'm here with not only a great friend, but a fierce advocate. Lady Gaga has been the voice for people who have been forgotten and people who have been abused. Until it happens to you, well, it happened to her. And she's shown enormous courage. And we want to make it real clear. It's on us, it's on everyone to intervene, to stop abuse when they see it and when they hear about it, to intervene. It's no man has a right to raise a hand to a woman for any reason other than self-defense, ever, period.
And that's not to leave out the men as well.
That's true.
I am a sexual assault survivor, and I know the effects, the aftermath, the trauma, psychological, physical, mental. It can be terrifying, waking up every day feeling unsafe in your own body. But we're here to remind you that it's important to reach out to someone in your life that you can trust, and to know that they will be there to help you. There will be someone to listen. Because you know what? It's on us.
We also have Unicorn Rescue Service, Eyes Open No Fear. Please share this with everyone. Before we started to use them to make vaccines, Body Parts Used, the creator of all the world's vaccines, admits to putting harvested fetal tissue parts in all vaccines. Listen to this.
Some of the Okay. Some of the pieces of the fetuses were pituitary gland. That were chopped up into pieces to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Included the lung of the fetuses.
Yes.
Okay. Included the skin.
Yes.
Kidney.
Yes.
Spleen.
Yes.
Heart.
Yes.
Okay. And tongue.
I don't recall, but yeah, probably yes.
So I just want to make sure I understand. In your entire career,
Did you catch that he just laughed then when he was talking about the tongue? How disgraceful.
and this was just one study. So I'm going to ask you again. In your entire career, how many fetuses have you worked with?
Well, I don't remember
Approximately.
the exact number, but quite a few when we were studying them originally before we decided to use them to make vaccines.
Do you have any sense? I mean, this one study had 76. How many other studies did you have that you used aborted fetuses for?
Oh, I don't remember how many.
You're aware? Are you aware that one of the objections to vaccination by the plaintiff in this case is the inclusion of aborted fetal tissue in the development of vaccines, and the fact that it's actually part of the ingredients of vaccines?
Yeah, I'm aware of those objections. The Catholic Church has actually issued a document on that which says that individuals who need the vaccines should receive the vaccines regardless of the fact, and that I think it implies that I am the individual who will go to hell because of the use of aborted tissues, which I am glad to do.
Okay. Do you know if the mother is Catholic?
I have no idea.
Okay.
How disgraceful. He belongs in hell.
Police and security guards in Belgium were caught flat-footed today by a cowardly sneak attack on one of the world's wealthiest men. The target was Microsoft Chairman Bill Gates, arriving for a meeting with community leaders. Watch what happens when a team of hitmen meet him first with a pie in the face. Gates was momentarily and understandably shaken, but he was not injured. The hit squad piled on with two more pies before one of them was wrestled to the ground and arrested. The others, for at least the moment, got away. Gates went inside, wiped his face clean, and made no comment. He then went ahead with his scheduled meeting. No word on the motive for this attack.
Then we have Alex Jones trying to discredit the Q movement because he's involved too. And guys, I became awake through Alex Jones. He was part of my very first awakening. But within a couple of years, you start to realise that he is controlled opposition. Okay, this is from Joe M on Twitter. Breaking. As the storm shifts into high gear, deep state controlled opposition Pied Piper, Alex Jones, has gone all in on the fake news claim that Q is inciting violence and that its followers were behind the train attack on Mercy Hospital ship, Enemy of the People. Now, there was a train who tried to ram somehow the Mercy ship, and it was very weird. And what the guy said was very weird. But this is not what Q is about. And if you listen to my channel, you'll realise. If you listen to other people who talk about Q, you will realise.
But now, shadowy groups who won't expose themselves on message boards tell you what to do. And they continue to direct innocent people who believe they're working for the president to commit incredible crimes, like ramming a train over the rails and trying to attack a ship because they believe the global elitists are on board that ship when George Soros and Hillary Clinton and Ward Rothschild and the New World Order are all safe in their castles.
As citizens, we're linked together by the shared bonds of national love, loyalty, and affection. There's no earthly force more powerful than the. As citizens, we're linked together by the. As citizens, we're linked together by the shared bonds of national love, loyalty, and affection. There's no earthly force more powerful than the patriotic pride that stirs in our hearts, and that is so true. It's incredible the job that everybody's been doing, everybody. They don't sleep, they don't go to bed, sometimes they get nothing. Said to somebody recently on the task force, how many hours sleep have you gotten over the last couple of days? The answer was none, none. In one Massachusetts neighborhood, citizens come out of their homes each night at 8 o'clock from their porches and they sing God Bless America. Others have joined in, spreading from house to house, down one street, up to the next, until, as citizens, we're linked together by the shared bonds of national love, loyalty, and affection. There's no earthly force more powerful than the patriotic pride that stirs in our hearts, and that is so true. It's incredible the job that everybody's been doing, everybody. They don't sleep, they don't go to bed, sometimes they get nothing. Said to somebody recently on the task force, how many hours sleep have you gotten over the last couple of days? The answer was none, none. In one Massachusetts neighborhood, citizens come out of their homes each night at 8 o'clock from their porches and they sing God Bless America. Others have joined in, spreading from house to house, down one street, up to the next, until their little town with a spirit of patriotism and reminding all Americans that we're all in this together. We'll fight together and we will win together. We're going to win this. As citizens, we're linked together by the shared bonds of national love, loyalty, and affection. There's no earthly force more powerful than the patriotic pride that stirs in our hearts, and that is so true. It's incredible the job that everybody's been doing, everybody. They don't sleep, they don't go to bed, sometimes they get nothing.
Au lieu de me souhaiter
Why? Okay, guys, have a good one. Good day, good night, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.